gotta... Should I add everyone on the server, or do you think the people who care enough will stop by?
I'd say add people. Okay. I guess really up to you,
I'll just add the coaches.
Okay, yeah, that works.
I also got like a follow notification or something. Hey, Wolf, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. YouTube's weird because, like, it doesn't notify me for all subscriptions and shit. It only notifies me if the person has, like, it on, like, a public subscription's on or something.
That is odd, okay.
Okay, so let me tell you the story from work last night. So it's about 1 a.m, and my manager goes on her lunch break, and so she goes. I'm doing my own thing. She goes outside to like smoke a cigarette, and she comes back in. At this time, it's about 1:30, and she comes in and she's like, "Hey, there is some dude chilling in the middle of the parking lot. Just by himself, no car, nothing." She's like, "Just kind of keep an eye." I was like, all right. So, like, 10 minutes pass. I'm like, I'm going to go outside, take a look, see if he's still out there, and see if, like, he fucked with either of our cars. Just because, you know, obviously I don't want my car broken into. Right. And, so I go out there, and first I look out the window. I look out the window, which is right next to the door, and I see no one. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just, you know, go take a look. So I walk outside, and I look to my left, which is where that window is, and he is standing right next to the window, but to the point where I can't see him.
Okay.
Like, I can't see him if I was looking out the window. And he startles the shit out of me because I didn't know he was there. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, how's it going? And I just kind of, like, walked around the corner. I didn't even go check at the cars because of how startled this guy made me. I just walk around the corner. I kind of, like, stand there for a second, and I go back inside. And I say something to my manager. I'm like, hey, he's still out there, kind of creeping me out at this point. And she was like, I think he's homeless. Like, I don't want to, you know, do it. And I was like, all right, whatever. So he comes in not long after. Not even 5 minutes later, he comes in. And he buys, like, a Gatorade or something. My manager cashed him out, so I didn't really, like, interact with him. The most was I said hi to him when he walked past me in the store. And he started kind of, like, just rambling a little bit. Like, something about how he was in a car crash in another state and hitchhiked here and got stranded. And I'm just like... But he's clearly just plastered. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like... Just get the fuck out of here. So he goes, buys the drink, leaves. So 2 o'clock rolls around. It's been like 25 minutes since he's left the store. And I go on my lunch break. And so I go out to my car, and I go and I sit in my car, and about 10 minutes passes. And I'm kind of like looking out, like just kind of watching, because this guy has very much sketched me out at this point. And so after like 10 minutes, I look in my rear view mirror, and he's back in the middle of our parking lot. And he has his back to me, but it appears like he's taking a piss in the middle of our parking lot. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to have to, like, say something about that, but, like, fucking whatever. Like, this dude's just really getting on my nerves at this point. He then proceeds, for no apparent reason, because there was no one in the parking lot. No one said anything to him. He gets furious. He takes this drink he bought and throws it at our window, goes up, full force punches the window of the store, throws our trash can over, and runs inside. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, my manager's in there. And my manager's like a 60-year-old woman, fucking like 4'9", 4'10", like little lady. So I'm like, holy shit, this dude who's just caused a scene out in our parking lot just ran inside. So my first instinct is to run in after him, but I got way too scared. I jumped out of my car and then was like, wow, this is a fucking horrible idea. So I called the cops. And so my area is very, like, notable for the cops just being fucking like, you get pulled over and there's 5 cop cars pulling you over. It's fucking ridiculous. So 6 squad cars pull into the Walgreens parking lot. And they're like, hey, is he inside? You know, so they go to the front door. As they reach the front door, he's coming out of the store. And he's confused. He's like, because he's plastered. He's like, what's going on? And I'm keeping my distance. I'm not really like watching. I have my back towards them. I don't want him looking at me. They end up arresting him. And the cops come and they're just asking me basic questions. And I'm like, yeah, he did all this, and then he ran inside. I was, concerned for my manager. And the cop goes, oh, your manager had no idea why you called. I was like, huh? Like, whatever. So I go inside after, they arrest him, they leave. I go inside, and my manager's like, what the hell happened? And I was like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. She goes, the dude just came in here to buy a pack of cigarettes. I was like, oh, well, you did not see what I saw. So yeah, apparently he after getting angry, punching the window and throwing our garbage can, dude just mellowed out as soon as he walked through the door and just tried to buy a pack of cigarettes. But the cops breathalyzed him and said he was, quote, beyond drunk. And they took him away, so.
It's insane, though.
It was scary, like, because in my position, I don't know what the hell he's doing in the store. My manager's just in there. In hindsight, maybe I should have ran in there before calling the cops, but, like, fuck, man, like, my adrenaline was going.
God, you know, be like, hey, you're armed and shit, too.
Exactly. And when I came out of the store, like, originally, and he was standing, and, like, with his, like, and startled me, he had like his hands in his pockets and shit, and that's why it was so like scary. Like, I did not fuck with this dude. He black hood up the whole time. Like, yeah, I did not fuck with it. Cops were fucking cool though. They showed up very quickly. Like, it must have been a slow night. I mean,
oh yeah.
All right, well,
it was like 1 or 2 in the morning at the time, right?
Yeah, it was like 2:30. I called it like 2:15ish. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's fucking scary. I was like.
Yeah.
Christ.
And then my manager came in the morning, which the cool thing is I, like, personally know my manager. I've known her my entire life. Like, she held me as a baby type of shit. And so I came in, and she was just like, hey, what happened? And I told her, and she was like, all right. Like, I wasn't going to get in trouble for it. It's not like I'm just some random employee she hired calling the cops.
Right.
Okay, let's get into it, though. We're giving enough time for everyone to get in here who wants to be here. So, we actually prepared notes before this, so that we're not talking out of our ass. Mainly me. Our first matchup is going to be Sand versus Wolf. And, I mean, this one is one of those, like, fairly obvious, how is this going to go? It's grass versus water, Mega Venusaur is a beast. With thick fat, it resisting the ice moves that Sand Pokemon mostly have is going to be huge. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if your mic went out again.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But, yeah, no, it's... Yeah, pretty clear advantage for Wolf here.
Yeah, with Rillaboom, the grassy terrain, and then Grassy Glide is going to be a huge threat. With only 3 neutralities in Walking Wake, Dracovish, and Araquanid, it's going to be really hard to tank those moves. And Rillaboom isn't... Go ahead.
It's good. None of those spots you particularly want to take a Grassy Glide through the terrain either.
Yeah, and even with the nerf to Grassy Glide, it's still a very strong move. And like Pokemon like Kartana, I know get it. Even Chestnut, I know gets it if that comes, because that's a way to patch up the speed on slow Pokemon like that.
Yeah, which it's actually pretty even speed wise.
I know it's crazy. Like Floatzel and Whimsicott 1 point away. Walking Wake and Ogerpon 1 point away. From there, it kind of dwindles a bit, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Grass has the edge overall, but... Yeah, it's not that far off.
No, and Rain at least has the speed, kind of has the speed advantage due to... Did I call it Rain? I meant Water. Water has the advantage due to Rain.
Oh, yeah.
And the Walking Wake is going to hit extremely hard with Hurricane, 100% accurate Hurricanes, because that's going to be the only way it can hit Venusaur, you know, since Ice Beam and Flamethrower are neutral, technically. And nothing...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying nothing wants to take Hurricane either.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But what Grass does have, though, it's Whimsicott outspeeds everything on Sand's team. So what's got... It doesn't even really need to run Crazy if it doesn't want to. It probably will anyways, but it just naturally outspeeds everything.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, Whimsicott was another point.
Yeah.
Sand not having a dark type, I think, is going to allow Whimsicott to kind of run a little bit rampant here with things like Leech Seed and Thunderwave.
Yeah, Whimsicott's going to be a giant pain for Sand to deal with.
Yeah, I think that's about it with this. We're giving this one to Wolf just purely based on matchup. I believe Sand can come up with a good enough strategy to be able to counter Wolf's team, but I don't think it's going to be easy. As for any matchup this season that's negative, I'm always going to, like, I'm giving it to Wolf. You know, like, I think Wolf's going to win, but I'm always going to be cheering for the person at a disadvantage. Just because it's going to be cool, you know?
It's always nice when the underdog wins sometimes.
Exactly. All right, moving on to Team 2 here. This is Rampardos versus Aegir. This is one of 2 matchups that don't have a type advantage, and the only one we're going to be talking about because the other match already happened. So we have Electric versus Ice. And this was... I had so much fun talking about this beforehand because the most, like, off-the-wall pick here is going to be amazing, which is Arctozolt. Arctozolt is a demon against Rampardos' team.
Oh, yeah. Between the snow and if he takes advantage of terrain, too. It's just... Arctozolt just... It goes crazy here over everything.
It only needs ice move, so either Icicle Crash or Loaded Dice, Icicle Spear, Bolt Beak, and then Stomping Tantrum to hit the Electrode, or not the Electrode, the Magnezone and the Iron Thorns.
Yep.
The only thing is even with Snow Up, it's still kind of slow. It does outspeed the whole team, but anything with a Scarf can outspeed it.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Or
even like a Proto Synth or a Booster Energy, Sandy Shocks.
Yeah, or even Raichu and Terrain Law Speed, obviously.
Oh yeah, that was another one. And then Mach Punch from Palmont does do quite a bit to it, so there's going to be some level of playing around. Something I didn't think of, and maybe the calcs took it into consideration, was the defense boost from Snow. I don't know if we had that. I don't know if we had that plugged in. I don't think we did either.
Take a quick look.
Because it was doing, like, the calc we had was like 60 to 70 or 50 to 60-ish %, something like that. But if the defense boost wasn't taken into account, then that's quite different. That 50% is quite a lot.
Oh, it does 42 to 51 with the Snow, so that's it's not
okay. That's not bad at all.
So decent, but nah.
One thing we didn't talk about that I'm kind of looking at now is hazards on, at least for Aegir. Because Sandy Shocks is a pretty, like, in this matchup it might not be the best hazard setter, but overall it's decent. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I'd be shocked if Iron Thorns didn't get Stealth Rocks.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it does.
Yep. I think it even gets Spikes, but I'm not 100 on that one.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll look this up real quick. Does get Spikes, okay.
Okay, so I think Iron Thorns would be a much better Hazard Center. I think the problem though is on like paper, looking at Magnezone and Iron Thorns, they look decent. You know, Castile and Rock are both good against ice. But once you actually like break down the team, there's a lot of fighting and ground type coverage. You know, you got Sacred Sword on Chien-Pao, Earthquake on Baxcalibur, Stomping Tantrum on Arctozolt, Drill Run on Cloyster. I mean, like, and Earthquake on a couple others like Avalugg and Cryog or Glalie.
Yeah.
So I think they might struggle a little bit more than you'd think.
Overall, though, we're giving this win to Egger, right?
Yeah, I think the Arctozolt does really good, and just the priority, like Chien-Pao's Ice Shard does a lot to most of these members. You know, same thing like with Weavile, and the resists are, you know, being, you know, Magnezone or Iron Thorns just take a lot from coverage moves. So I think Rotom Wash is going to play a decent role, but again, it's going to struggle, like, if Alolan Ninetales has, like, Freeze Dry or something, so.
I think, yeah, Rotom Wash and Magnezone are going to be two tanks here, I think. Most
Yeah.
of this matchup.
I think if Rampardos wants to win this, it's going to be offensively, like, just through using Alolan Raichu.
Right.
All right, let's move on. This is your matchup now.
It is my matchup.
We're actually chugging through this, but it's kind of nice that I have notes. I love this.
All right.
All right. This is one of the few times I'm going to say the typings don't mean a thing in this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Because on paper, ground is, you know, is a better, has the type advantage.
Ground beat. Yeah.
But Ogerpon just threw that on its head. Ogerpon is so good here. Not only that, but Chocolate Lab's team is relatively slow. Having Toadstool be the fastest thing at base 100, and you have 7 Pokemon that either speed tie or outspeed that is insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very clear speed advantage, right?
I believe this is the only true, like, weather war, because there's no other team with 2 weathers or 2 terrains. This is the only one. So this matchup is going to come down to who wins the weather war, who loses their center first. If Hippowdon goes down first, you have a much better time. But if your Torkoal goes down first, he has a much better time, because that Excadrill can go kind of crazy a little bit.
Excadrill goes crazy for sure. I mean, I do have counterplays like Talonflame and Rotom, but yeah, it's not gonna be good. For either person, it's gonna be a huge advantage for whoever takes out the weather center first.
And your unaware user, unfortunately, isn't, like, good this week, because Excadrill's, like, you know, it can set up a Sword Stance, but either way, Skeletor's just gonna get blasted, yeah. And I guess, like, Ogerpon, an issue with that is, like, you can't run a Choice Scarf for it. Not that it would outspeed Excadrill anyway, but you can't, like, give yourself an item to, like, get the advantage due to having to use the Heart Flame Mask. But it gets Trailblaze, so that's, you know, that's an option. Yeah, hazards are going to be a huge thing. I think Talonflame or Cinderace or Torkoal / all 3 of them are going to have a huge role, considering I'm pretty sure every single member of your opponent's team gets Stealth Rocks.
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, surprisingly, I don't think Toadstool does, believe it or not.
I think you're right. I think it only gets Spikes.
Which is, I was surprised to learn that initially. But yeah, fun fact for today.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does not matter as much, but yeah.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the 3 points that we had. Like, Ogerpon really is good. Like, the best, I don't even want to say best, because that's so air quotes around best, is going to be, like, Clodsire or Lando. But the problem with Clodsire is, like, it doesn't have the best defense stat, and then Lando, like, does have Intimidate, but Ivy Cudgel has an increased critical hit ratio.
Yeah.
So it could just blast right through that. Plus in Sun, I mean, Sun boosted Ivy Cudgels are insane.
Nothing on this team's gonna take that.
The only thing that would make your Ogerpon more broken is if Terra wasn't banned.
Oh god, yeah, no. Please, yeah, never allow Ogerpon to Terra in any league, like ever.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Especially in Sun.
Oh yeah.
Something we didn't think about that I'm looking at now. You're gonna boost that Great Tusk with your Sun.
Oh shit, that's true. I did not. That's a good point there. I didn't even think about that.
Something to consider. They don't have to run booster energy. They can run a separate item and still get boosted.
Yeah, that's true. I did not think of that. Okay.
At least you don't have to deal with it. Like, it's not rock types where you have to deal with a Spadef boost.
Oh yeah.
So
it's probably gonna be attack or maybe defense, but most likely attack.
Yeah.
Boost.
Yeah, I'm not giving this one a clear winner. The winner is going to be, in my opinion, whoever wins the Weather War.
Yep, absolutely. Whoever Sarah goes out first probably loses.
Yep. All right, moving on. We're skipping Starry versus Derpster because they already battled. At the end of this week, though, I'm thinking, this is just a thought, I'm going to be doing, on probably Sunday, a live stream of where I just sit and go through and watch all the battles on stream. I think that would be cool, so we'll go over that then. But we're skipping them just because why am I going to talk about a matchup that has already played out? It just kind of doesn't... Yeah. So, moving on, we're going to Tom versus a gamer person. And I feel horrible about this matchup.
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. But...
Tom, in my notes, quote, impossible for Tom to win laughing my fucking ass off. That is what I wrote. Like, it is just so unfortunate because your team is so slow in comparison. And your one Pokemon that's faster, Sneasler, does not do crap here. The other note, I only wrote 2 notes for this matchup. This was the fastest one we went through. It's Iron Hands against the world. Iron Hands is the only Pokemon that has, like... Keldeo has a decent matchup, but Iron Hands has a very good matchup. You know, you run Ice Punch plus Electric move, and it can hit everything, but Iron Hands ain't taking down 6 Pokemon. I'm sorry.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
If you win it, it's a fucking miracle. Like, there's just...
Tom, we share a similar goal this week, okay? We both share the goal of trying not to get 6-0'd. Because it is just... It's supposed to happen to both of us. You're playing Flying, I'm playing Fairy. We're not supposed to win, and we need to prove that we're good just by not getting 6-0'd.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. Like, it's the type of league. Mono-type leagues will happen. There's really no avoiding it.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, he said I got this.
You know what, Tom? You know, I love the confidence.
He doesn't care what we think. You're forgetting
All
Pig
right.
Knight. Oh, how could I forget Pig Knight? Oh man, that.
Oh, perfect. Oh man, no. You know what? You're right. We're about to win.
I totally overlooked that demon on your team.
Pig Knight sweeps easy. Like.
Run a flame charge bulk upset.
Just like power up punch or summon the frickin' boost.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move on. That was a quick one. I mean, like I want to try to say maybe Lucario because it's part Steel type, or maybe Annihilate with Rage Fist, but they just don't take the attacks. Like Annihilate's bulky, but 2 hits and it's gone. It's not living.
Plus, like Celestial or like Vandalus are just toxic easy.
Okay, wait. Time out. I'm not gonna say this out loud because this might be Tom's one win con, but I want to see if this is a possible strategy. Hold up. I just need to look something up.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, that's one move down. Wait, Okay, I've seen this strategy kind of pulled off once before, and that's where I'm getting the idea from. I just need to see if he can pull it off before. Because if he can't pull it off, I'll talk about it.
Alright. Pique my interest.
No, okay, he can't really do it. My idea was Annihilate gets Final Gambit.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was going to see what got Copycat. I've seen Pokey pull off a strategy where he used three Choice Scarfers, right? It was Choice Scarf, Annihilate, Choice Scarf, Delphox, Choice Scarf, Samurott. He Final Gambited, and then he copycatted Final Gambit, and then he copycatted Final Gambit. And, like, that was the one thought I had that maybe Tom could pull this off with.
Oh, see, we could do that, technically. You got Lucario as well.
Yeah, Lucario's the only one that gets copycat.
Yeah.
He said, put some respect on the Season 1 champ.
I don't think the Season 1 champ is pulling out of this. I'm just going to make it.
No. Not at all. Not at all.
It's like, honestly, Tom, if you do, I'm sorry. Like, look, we'll eat our socks if you pull out of this one.
Yeah, no, so yeah, honestly, like... Alright, moving on. We got, Steel versus Normal, which is just an unfortunate type matchup. But I think for what it is, the Normal team can handle it semi-decently. At least, you know, for the type matchup.
No, so yeah, it's winnable for Normal. No, I think, yeah, their biggest wall we've discussed is 100% Corviknight. It's just going to be the biggest for on their side. By a good margin.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I was answering a DM.
So, yeah, if you can get past the Corviknight, I think Normal can win, but that's a huge ask just to get past that on its own.
Not only the Corviknight, but I'm also going to say the Bronzong. The Bronzong obviously doesn't have recovery, but I still think it's a decent wall. And with the Psychic moves, it does threaten, you know, Lopunny decently.
Yeah, it doesn't care about Earthquake or Earth Luna.
I think it's the best way of at least getting through the Bronzong is Zoroark.
Yeah, 100%.
Blood Moon's a great Pokemon here. The only two things that stop it are the two aforementioned Corviknight and Bronzong. Does it get, like, Dark Pulse? Blood Moon.
Oh, Blood Moon. No, I don't believe so.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm trying to see if it just gets anything to hit Bronzong. No, it does. Snarl. That's it.
Yeah, okay. I don't think he's part of Snarl.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't think so either. Yeah, so I mean, Blood Moon, if it can get through those two, is decent. Ferrothorn is also, like, kind of walls it, like, sorta.
Ferrothorn is annoying, but I don't think it's as bad of a wall as the other two are.
No, not at all. The other two shut down this team very hard.
Oh yeah.
Mega Mawile is a decent threat, but it's slow, and so unless Trick Room Bronzong comes, which is totally a possibility, it would have to rely on Sucker Punch, which Indeedee would stop. But I'm just now noticing this. Indeedee plus Mega Lopunny, interesting. Well, like, not interesting in a good way. Let me say that, because, like, it blocks Fake Out. Not in this matchup it matters, but I'm just saying generally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were saying, you know, maybe Heat Wave from Swallow to help with the Corviknight and Bronzong, which I don't think is horrible, but I don't think it's breakable.
It's not going to be a game-changing thing, right? But it won't help some.
Nasty Plot Zoroark looks decent. Like, decent. It outspeeds the entire team.
Yep.
And I mean, besides Sucker Punch and Ice Shard from Sandslash, I don't think there's any other priority on the Steel type team. None of these get, like, Bullet Punch.
I don't believe so. Yep.
So I'm gonna say, just based on matchup, it's gonna be going to Urzel, the seal type team, but I do think there is a very good chance the normal team can win this, given what comes and what sets are brought.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Steel definitely has an advantage, but there's no reason normal can't win this possibly. I could definitely see it going either way.
Yeah, Cobalion is kind of a threat for normal, but I think like with Zorwark and Didi and stuff, and plus with the whole team being faster. Well, not the whole team, but a lot of the team being faster.
It's a threat, but it's not like unstoppable or anything.
Yeah. What I know Meloetta, when it changes forms, gets a different stat spread.
I think if it changes forms,
it gets so it's 128 speed, 128 attack. So it's just a weaker, slower Mega Lopunny, literally.
Okay. Which honestly could still be good here.
Yeah, the only problem is it has to set up a Relic Song first, which is resisted, and
I mean, that 10% sleep rock though.
I think it's more. It's more because
Is it
Serene Grace, or is it only?
Oh.
Yeah, it is Serene Grace.
Okay, so 20% then.
So yeah, 20.
If he gets that proc off, that could be a game changer. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would just be a little difficult. Probably better to. I don't know if it would be better to rely on Focus Blast. I don't know. That's choosing two just really crappy options.
Yeah. Nothing's fantastic here.
Another thing, I sort of noticing is Porygon Z actually could maybe break through the combo of Corviknight plus Bronzong. It gets Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse.
Oh, you know what? That's true. Actually, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. There are other things though that come in because it doesn't get a fire move. If Porygon, let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't believe it does.
Yeah, if it got a fire move, it would be better.
Oh yeah, but the Thunderbolt plus Shadow Ball still hits the two big walls.
Yep, and with Download, I think because most of these Pokemon are Phys Dev, Download is going to give.
It's going to give almost guaranteed special attack boost.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We've got Toad versus Memimem. Poor Toad. Poor Toad has a bad matchup.
Not as bad as fighting versus flying, but
no.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
The one saving grace is that, and I mean, if he doesn't do this, he is going to have a really rough time. Tapu Lele's Psychic Terrain at least blocks Shadow Sneak from a lot of these guys. Because Shadow Sneak from like Aegislash, Mimikyu, Ceruledge, Bramblin, those all do a ton of damage. And would just rip Toad's team apart very quickly, I think, if it could do that.
And Hoopa, too. Hoopa could do some major damage here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think Mega Alakazam is going to be really important since it's the fastest Pokemon on the field. It's Shadow Ball. I mean, it's going to have really strong Shadow Balls.
Yep.
And Hoopa's huge. On Toad's side. Toad's Hoopa Unbound.
Oh, man. I just realized something.
What?
If it's able to trace, like, Grimnail, Spectre, or something, it just snowballs from there.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot it had Trace. That's crazy.
Yeah, I literally just fought
Or Beast Boost.
Or Beast Boost. One of those, yeah. Oh my god, I just thought of that.
Oh yeah, Tom's got a point. Psychic Terrain blocks all of Prankster from Mega Banette too.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
So stop any shenanigans
Terrain
there.
is actually excellent here. But
It's
honestly,
originally we were saying it was gonna go to Ghost, but now with these couple little
I'm rethinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Alakazam, if it gets in and traces the right thing, that could be game.
It would just have to be careful of Scarfers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's it. Oh. The Scarf plus Sentinel outspeed, we see.
Yes.
Probably, okay. Probably does, but...
Or even Spectrier. That's the only... Yeah, because if Hoopa gets too weakened, a Choice Scarfer can just come in and clean up the game. Blacephalon, just because Spectrier outspeeds Choice Scarf Latios.
You
As
know,
to where
yeah,
Blacephalon doesn't.
That's fair. Okay.
I am going to give this one still to the Ghost team.
Oh yeah, still for sure Ghost and Ghost, but yeah, well.
But Toad's a fantastic battler, so I think he is going to be able to play around this, especially because his team allows him to play around this.
Yeah, that Alakazam knowledge. That could, yeah, that's big too.
Tyler, we didn't even go over Derpster's matchup since he already fought. I don't know. I'm pretty sure from looking at the spoilers, Derpster lost, but I have not watched the battle
Yeah,
yet.
he lost.
He lost, yeah. I saw him bitching about poison sucking, so.
Yep.
All right, final matchup here, and it is another
it's
very poor matchup for yours truly.
Yep.
Well, Tyler, I'm not going to cover a battle that's already happened. It's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Okay. This sucks.
No. Yeah. No, Valiant wrecks his whole team. No.
So, Tom, if you thought the notes I gave for your team were bad, here were the notes for mine. Line 1, Valiant destroys everything. Line 2, literally everything. Line 3, it's not even funny. Yeah, like, when a Pokemon's dual stabs run your team, it's a little rough. I have 2 Pokemon faster than it. So yeah, there's that. Quillfish is a decent resist, but there's other things that exist on this team as well. Quillfish isn't even a resist; it's just a neutrality, but it's bulky with Eviolite. Oh, you think it was a 5-0 Tom not Tom, Starry and Derp? Damn.
It was a 5-0, yeah.
I saw that Latios said that Starry was cooking. That shit was fucking. That shit was.
Oh, that was
fire. That was fire.
I love that set. That was a fire set, absolutely.
It only has about a 50% chance to kill. The booster energy, yeah, Roaring Moon. Well, booster speed, because it has to be speed.
Oh, it has to be, yeah. But yeah, if you got a spike up, that's a guaranteed kill at least.
Yeah, it's hard with the NC around, and I mean there's decent like Klefki defog, and Florges defog, and like I can't even rely on like Sucker Punch King Gambit to like clean up at the end because everything resists Sucker Punch.
Everything resists. Yep.
It's the same goal as Tom's. Don't get 6-0'd. I'm not winning. I just don't want to get 6-0'd. I need to keep my differential as good as possible for the rest of the season. I'm glad at least this is happening week 1. I'd prefer to not start week 1 on a loss. But alas, it has to happen to at least half of the people. So
it's fair to like final week. It depends. The whole match depends on where I make playoffs. So
yeah. I'd rather it be now. Like even screens, like Valiant gets Brick Break.
Would it? Actually, no, I couldn't see it running it.
Tom's. So there's only 10 weeks total, so you don't have to play every other coach. Tom has to play all of Flying, Psychic, and Fairy. That is so unfortunate.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's unfortunate for him.
I'm trying to any other things I got about this matchup besides that I just get annihilated.
Yeah. Well, what is there to say?
Yeah, it's
like I guess Sableye could like prank or paralyze or burn something, but
yeah,
until
Deancey bounces it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, how does that... That's actually an interesting interaction I'm not too sure of. How would a Prankster move, like Sableye using Prankster, on Mega Deancey, bouncing it back, would Sableye be immune to it since Sableye is a Dark type, and it's a Prankster move?
Wow. Good question. I don't know.
I actually had a question for one of my battles, I think for my PDL battle this last week. I was gonna bring Klefki with screens, Or well, I did. I brought Klefki with screens, but I was worried about Corviknight defogging them, and so I was like, oh, I'll just bring Magic Bounce Hatterene. But I wasn't sure how that interaction worked, and I had to test it out, and sure enough, if Corviknight was to defog on a Hatterene, it would bounce it back and it would not get rid of screens.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I would assume that maybe it would be immune. I don't know. I'm gonna have to test that out.
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. You want to run that right now, even?
I'm down. Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out how that works.
All right, sure. Load that up. You want me to Sableye or DNC?
I'll be Sableye. I'll be Sableye.
I'll be. You're doing normal, Sean, or? Right?
Yeah, I'm on normal.
Okay, so let's just do that. Where's Nat? Here we go. I'll do DNC.
Just do Nadex.
Moves don't matter. Doesn't matter. Just.
It'll just be bounced back like a regular status move. Well, we're gonna test that out and see.
Yep. All right.
Not that I don't believe you. I'm just.
Right. Let's see here. 102 Nadex. There. Oh, god damn it. I had a one move. Never mind. Give me a second.
I clicked a bunch of moves just for.
Best band.
That would do it.
There we go. Alright. Let's see now.
Okay.
Does, okay.
Alright, good enough.
Alright. Good enough. Alright.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Kinda figured that'd be the case, but good to know.
Alright, well, I think that that is about it. That's all the teams. That actually went, like, really well. I enjoyed that a lot more having prepped to talk instead of just talking out my ass like I have done all of last season.
Oh yeah, the notes helped a ton, for sure.
Alright, well, I think that is it, stream. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I don't think I'm going to be doing, like, any, like, personal stream tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Want to give that one guy a huge shout out for chilling with me for the last, like, 2 hours doing all this. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Wouldn't want to sit here alone. That always sucks.
Oh yeah, no, I get you.
But yeah, that's all for the stream, guys. Thank you. I will see you later. Peace.